But what's up? Welcome to my channel. This is Meek, and today we're going to be discussing creativity. This is my 6,000 subscriber post, so this is going to be like one of my first videos of where I'm just like, talking. So I thought it was really cool. I asked people to, to ask some questions, and I didn't get many questions, but I got one that is like so full, so I'm actually happy to just focus on this. This is right up my alley. Just talking about creativity and the healing powers of it and how it transforms us as people, how it has transformed me as a person and how it continues to, and just, give my life meaning. And I'm not trying to be cliche or hippie or anything like that, but it has really kept me here. So I love that. Rocket and Inky asked me this question. I believe that I know this guy because last time when I had my 5,000 subscribers, he actually was a part of the giveaway, and I got a chance to sit down and teach him some stuff about arcade. And he and his partner, it was them two together. They have an amazing channel and they're just powerful creators. So this was a great question. It really sparked a lot that came up when I was writing out my response. And so that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm going to be just talking about, his particular question. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. Would like to know if you have struggle days with creativity and how do you get through it? I sometimes feel so scared to power up the keyboard, like a mental paralysis. Is this something I can overcome? Technical issues with arcade make me switch off. I'm not very patient with software. I used to write it for a job, but I quit to do music. So he is already goals. He quit his software job to do music, and he quit to follow his heart and to do what fulfills him. So I just think that's super inspiring. So yeah, I'm going to answer it breakdown by breakdown. And if you are like new here and you click because you like the title, this will be a video. It's going to benefit you, trust me. And I'll also, what you don't understand, because he asked about arcade. Now arcade is a plugin for music creators. It's a VST, and what he's asking is that sometimes VSTs, when they have a lot of power, they can sometimes cause your computer to glitch or to crash your project. So you can apply this, when I answer that, you can apply it to any area of your life, whatever type of artist you are. Okay, so let's get to it. So do I have struggle days with creativity? Yes, I have struggle days. I have struggle months. I have struggle seasons in my life where I just feel like I just can't express myself. I can't express myself. I don't have the energy to create. I don't have the time. This year has been a struggle in the sense of I committed to a job and it took a lot of my time, and I wasn't prepared for that. You know what I mean? But I said yes because I'm a workaholic, at the core. And working always make me feel like I am doing something great with my time. And that's what a workaholic is. They fill voids with work, and I had to come to the realization that that is something that I do. Work, it validates you quicker than doing art. You know what I'm saying? Like, work is like you come on time, you come every day, you get a check, you get a reward. Creativity, you do it alone. You can put it on YouTube. You can put so much work into it, and maybe 5 people watched it, maybe 2 people liked it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that instant gratification. You want people to like your stuff, that's only normal. I do have struggle days, and like I said, struggle seasons where I don't do anything. I don't play my guitar. I don't practice my guitar, but for some reason when I'm not doing that, I still pay for my, guitar lessons monthly because I still have it in my mind that I'm going to do it. So what I know is that in my soul and in my mind, there is no struggle at all. I am creative. You are creative. We are creative 24/7 all day. If you are creative, that's all you do. You think creatively, you know what I'm saying? You're always coming up with ideas. You always are inspired easily. I have so many ideas. I can watch something and I get an idea. I can be listening to a movie. I'm like, oh, I want to do something with string. There is no struggle internally to be creative. We were created to create as creators. You know what I'm saying? So to say that, do I have struggle days with creativity? That would be, I know I said yes, but actually in reality, outside of the matrix, no, there's no struggle for creativity. Like, my being longs to express itself. When you're creative, you're just easily inspired. You're easily inspired because if you're creative, you're very sensitive. So you're inspired by anything. You're inspired by your own thoughts. Creativity is space. It's space with infinite stars, so many stars you can't count, so many stars that you don't even know what type of stars that they are. All of them are different. Some are brighter, some were just born, some been longer. You get what I'm saying? So you can never run out. It's only something that you have to focus on executing, you know what I mean? And one thing I learned is that I always know what I want to do. I know if I want to make a beat, I know what type of beat I want to make. I know if I want to make some guitar loops, I know why I want to make some guitar loops. I want to sell them, I want to, collaborate. But the problem, it comes from our own procrastination. So it's just like, first of all, just get into this chair. If I can get to this chair, I know I'll be all right. If I can sit in this chair, this is where my little workstation is. Well, I say little, but my workstation is. If I can sit in this chair, get out of my bed and stop daydreaming, I know I'll get something done that day. You gotta just get out your own head and get up to your workspace area. You gotta set the atmosphere. Have a room set out to create, or have a space set to create in a certain room. Just get to your workstation. Do stuff when you say you're gonna do it. I know I watched a video. I used to watch a lot of motivational videos, and that helped me. I feel like that planted a seed in me. Like when I was watching the motivational videos, I had no motivation, but then out of nowhere, it just sunk, and then I started this channel. Just don't get caught up in stuff being so perfect. Come with the information. That's what people are on YouTube for. Don't wait till you're just in a chipper mood to make beats. I want to talk about the roots of things, okay? This is very important because we're able to identify the real problem and not being creative the problem. What stops me from creating? What stops me from getting on my beat machine and making music, or picking up my guitar and playing and practicing and getting better? Ooh, this just hit me, is a lack of self-love. I was watching Ayanla. She was giving this conference, and a lady came up and she was just saying, like, everything she makes, she don't like it. Ayanla was like, she prayed for her and she said, God is going to heal you from your lack of self-love. Because if you make something that you don't like, or you're not liking what you're creating, then that's something that you feel about yourself like it's not good enough because it's coming from me. Like, you were wonderfully made, you know what I'm saying? So everything you make is wonderful. What I wrote down is that also, this is very important, you got to get to the root. The root of you not wanting to create could be you have stress in your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's draining you, and it's taking your energy to focus. Creating is like mental in a sense. It's not just that it comes from your mind, but it's your state of health. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a lot of stress in your life, you need to start weeding it out and identifying it. And it is causing you stress. How will you deal with it? If I'm stressed about bills, worried about tomorrow, then I'm gonna be so worried to the point where I become stiff. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to move. I only want to do things that's gonna help my financial situation. So I want to sum this up by saying we have to deal with what's in us that's keeping our expression from getting out. And that's one thing that I learned being on psychology YouTube, is that some things come to take your voice. And if you don't feel like creating, that is your voice being taken from you. I definitely have to constantly work on that, because my creativity is so important for my self-development. It teaches me how to show up for myself. It teaches me how to have confidence in myself and things that come from me. So it's so important to nurture that. So this part, I want to definitely focus on the solution. So this is my favorite part. I love solutions. Information. I know what has been healing for me has been knowledge. I think for all of us, I think knowledge is the most inspirational thing that a human being can have in their life, because when you know more, you do more. When you know better, you do better things. I watch a lot of tutorials. I watch a lot of people cooking up. Like, I watch people lives when they're making music, and it sparks my creativity. And sometimes I don't even finish their whole video. I just like, oh, I'm inspired. And it's just like, I gotta run and I gotta, pick up my guitar. So I open up my DAW and I try out a new tip or trick somebody suggested or taught on. Buy a new VST that I saw promoted, because I'm just that person. If you can make a great ad, I will buy into it, okay? So that's why I love output stuff. Things inspire me, just beauty. The beauty of just hearing myself being played back. Making beats is amazing for me. It tapped me back into my nerd and my intellectualism. I love finishing a beat because it was such a struggle to make a beat in the beginning. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't finish it. It just felt so hard. I've spent months just learning how to make a beat, just learning how to make a chord progression, knowing the layers of what it takes to make a beat, because honestly, when I listen to music, I really didn't listen to the beats. So just seeing my knowledge express itself through me being able to compose a beat, So knowledge, that part. So equipment. Now this is my part about being a material girl. And you can be a material boy or guy, you know what I'm saying? But buy things that aid to your creativity. Creativity is our inner child, okay? Kids love toys. So the more that I buy, the more reason I am at my computer, figuring out a new VST. I just got inspired by Playbox. By Native Instruments. New toys inspire me to get up to my computer and figure out how to use it, and then figure out how to complete something with it. So buy the things that you want. That's what I wanted to say. If you want a new MIDI keyboard, get that. Toys, you want the best toys that won't break. You want the best toys that the most inventive, creative, scientifically inclined people put together. They put it together. They put it here for you. They designed it with you in mind. Buy into it. Be naive. Believe that what you buy, the things that you want, will help you, and it will, because that's what it's done for me. This beat machine I sold beats. I didn't even know how to make a beat. I was not a music major in college. I mean, definitely know your priorities. I ain't gonna say just be reckless, but your wants are very important, and I'm here to tell you that. I'm here to validate you in that. Okay. Stay new, keep it fresh, keep it new. One thing that I will tell you, I never bought nothing broken. I never bought nothing that was stolen, pirated. I never bought nothing that was cracked. I bought everything real. I never bought a used MacBook, iPad, iPhone. Never. I always bought it straight up new, because it is worth it. When you buy stuff, honestly, you get stuff honestly, you value it more, and you want to master. You just feel like it's yours. Like, you're confident in the things that you put your money and energy into. That's just what it is. So I bought this phone for the camera. This camera is gorgeous. My skin looks so good. Oh my God, look at me, ain't I cute? So my next point is, you as a creative, as a sensitive person, as a distracted person, you need a schedule. You need to be on a schedule. You need a planner. It's just no way we can function without one. We're the most free people, but we can get so free to where we be somewhere blowing in the wind. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you get a planner and that you make a schedule for yourself. And you can even get creative with your planners. I have this app I'm gonna show you. I suggest you guys get the iPad. Like, this has helped my life. This is the reason why I became consistent on YouTube. Before, I don't know how I was living without this. I've been slipping this year because I've been working so much. But I got a planner from this year, it's just not as cute as last year. This is my to-do planner, okay? Super cute, right? You can get real creative with the planners. And then here, as you can see, and then I'll cross out the things that I did, or put some type of symbol to let me know I finished it. And it just helps me. I go day by day, and I'll even make, I even make sometimes calendars, which is super cool sometimes. But the most important thing is a weekly schedule. If you don't do nothing else, make a weekly schedule and just go day by day, and then write what you want to do. Now, you can schedule it in advance, or you can just do it day by day, but I like to do on a Sunday and then map it out, because that helps me. When I have my most productive creative weeks is because I planned out my days. You can plan out what you want to specifically get done, and that will help you. But everything flows once you just sit down and do it. But as creatives, especially for you, because you are not at work, you're going to need a lot of structure. You got to get yourself in a routine. Routine is very important for creative people, and then you'll feel so accomplished. Like, you'll feel, because creativity it is free. It's the subconscious has no form, but that's why you have to give it structure. You have to structure your creative process and getting things done and getting it out. I also want to talk about what I realized helped me: taking care of myself, getting rest. Yoga helps me. I love doing yoga, but it really helps me because I release some type of energy that I was storing in my body that probably shouldn't be there. So maybe going on walks. I sometimes feel so scared to power up the keyboard, like a mental paralysis. Is this something I can overcome? Yes, you can overcome it. Seriously, you're an overcomer. I know. I don't know if you're being dramatic, but that is like, it's dramatic and it's real, but it's not real. It's not real. That's what I want to say. It's not real. Sometimes we are blocked. Just come as you are, like Nirvana said. Just start. Just start working on it. Just your brain over flooded with ideas and what you want to get done today with your music. Just start. You can only do one thing at a time. You only got two hands, you know what I'm saying? So just start. So get active. All right, get active to get over the mental paralysis. The only way you can beat paralysis is to move. So, you know, get active. The paralysis means that you're not being active, in creating. So the only way to counter that is that. So just start step by step. I'm gonna tell you because some people don't tell you how to do it. So this is what I'm gonna tell you how I do it. I'll open up Arcade, me specifically. You can use any VST. I'll open up Arcade and I'll make a loop. And I'll use the black key effects to make it different. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to sell Arcade right now, but I just tell you, like, even before I start making Arcade content, this what inspires me so much. I'll make a loop, I'll find a loop, I'll play with that. Or I'll, go to, Contact and use a patch and make a chord progression. And then I'll make drums. Okay, you make drums. And then you put your bass in there. But just go step by step. And if you need to get this iPad. Because you could even just write that down. You can write it in your phone too. You don't need an iPad. But or you could have a journal. But I think just having stuff like iPads and new iPhones, that stuff just make us feel like we legit and we take ourselves serious. And that's what it's done for me. But so you could just write it down. Okay, this is what I need to make a beat. I'm going to start with the melody. I got to make a melody. Okay, then I'm going to make a kick pattern, then a snare pattern. Then I'm going to program some hi-hats. Then I'm going to add some open hi-hats. Okay, then I'm going to find a percussion loop. Okay, and then I'm going to make a bass line. Okay. And then I'm going to compose it. Maybe I want to add some vocal samples in there, okay? Maybe I want to take out the drums here. So it's step by step. Just do step by step. You can even write it down. And it just makes it fun. It just makes it feel like you're doing something because it is epic to create. It is epic. Also, switch it up. Switch it up. So say you want to start with a drum pattern instead of a melody pattern. Like, you challenge yourself to work around a bass line. Do something different that makes it fun. And I'm going to be doing this year too because... yeah, but that's why I started making the background music because sometimes I just couldn't finish nothing. I just couldn't finish, and I just felt like I didn't have it in me. Like I just couldn't finish a full thing. And so I'm like, okay, well, I want to repurpose all of the stuff that I didn't finish. So I was like, people can use this in their videos. Now I take it more serious to where I'm intentionally making the background music, which is cool. And then I eventually found a book about being a bedroom producer, and I put it in this video, how to monetize that. So things will lead you if you start. I love that. Another thing, books. This book is magical. This book, Show Your Work. That book helped me. It helps me. It's so good. And I don't have the physical copy. I listened to it on YouTube and I took a lot of notes. I'll show you. But that book is so magical. When I watch a lot of like productivity YouTube, I can hear a lot of what he was talking about in the book. This is my little book. And like when I read books, like I just take notes and I make little like notebooks for the book. Oh my God, it's so cute. I love it like that. But this book is so magical. So read books. Books are just really, they take you to another level. Another very important book is The Artist's Way. I'm gonna start making videos about books for creatives that will inspire you. But The Artist's Way, and they have a program in The Artist's Way to where you have these more. That's it. That's what started me. That's what started me creating. That's what started me making videos every day. The Artist's Way. She has this thing where you make morning pages and you just write. It's like a stream of consciousness. It's a stream of consciousness. You just write whatever's on your mind and you write 3 pages each morning. Her philosophy is that blocks come from having so much stuff in our mind that's really unnecessary and pointless, but you get it out on that paper and you write it and you don't reread it and you just do this for, every day. And that's what helped me, unblocking that block. That is what helped me The Artist's Way, okay? But books are so important. Find books that will aid in what you're doing. I have so many books. Oh my God, I have a book about mixing, the art of mixing, the art of compression, the art of EQing. Not only do they help you, but they show you so many ways where you can go. Like I have a book about creating a course. You could be a beginner making a course. If you know a little something, you can sell your expertise to somebody that don't know as much. And also I watch a lot of videos of people doing the things that I like to do. They just got a vibration. Sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I'll just turn on, I love DDS videos. I'll just turn on his videos and I'll be doing something else. But I know that that vibration he has over his channel is going to put me in a mindset to create. And I hope that I have that, Also, finding a good productivity channel. I love Ali Abdul, and I love Elizabeth Phillips, and I love Aaron on Demand. They help me. So those are people that I gravitate to get me out of ruts, okay? Now let's talk about the technical issues with Arcade. So technical issues with arcade is a turn off. So the technical issues with arcade is the technical issues with arcade it's frustrating, right? It's frustrating because I know you work in, I believe, Logic Pro X. Logic Pro X can only handle so much CPU. So my suggestion is to, first of all, have your buffering rate at 512 or higher, which I'm sure you probably do, but you know, just in case you don't. Also, when you use arcade, when you have your loop, when it's set, make sure you bounce it to an audio file, to a wave, and then just delete the track area to where you created that track on. All right, and that will free up some storage. And then close it out, because sometimes Logic Pro X just needs a refresher. And then open it back up and it'll be working better and you won't experience as much crashes. But every time you make a loop, just bounce it, okay? And if you're working with 3 or more arcade tracks, that's fine. Just make sure you bounce them, you know, after each other, you know what I'm saying? And don't put a bunch of effects on a different arcade track. Yeah, if you want them all to have different effects, you're gonna have to bounce them and then put the effects on the audio files that you turn them into, okay? Because it is a turn off. You know, even with, it doesn't crash for me that much, but I use it mostly in Machine, and Machine is just a horse, okay? When I do my videos in Logic Pro X and it always every time it crashes all the time. It crashes so much to the point when it crashes, sometimes I have to re-record my video, because when Logic Pro X crashes, it crashes my screen recording. And the last video I put up, it crashed. I did that video 3 different times in 2 different days. I was so frustrated. But yeah, so it does crash on me when I'm screen recording. But you know, screen recording, I be running too much stuff on my computer, so that's another thing. Make sure you have a lot of stuff closed out when you're using Logic Pro X, okay? Close it out and your computer won't be working so hard. But I want to finish off with this. Boundaries. This is so important. I was watching like a sermon from Sarah Jakes Roberts, and she was talking about boundaries, but she took a different turn. I was like, oh my God, girl, this is good. This is good. Because she said we have to put boundaries around things that hinder us. So you have to put boundaries around your procrastination. I have to put boundaries around my procrastination. Procrastination is a liar. It's our flesh. The spirit wants to create. The spirit of a creative only longs to be creative. That's what we're born for. So we have to put boundaries around the things that come to harm us. And it's self-harm to procrastinate, you know? And this is for me. I don't want to start preaching to you. You got to be stern with your day. You got to be stern with your time. You got to be stern with your creativity. You got to be stern and say, today I am getting this done. And you don't want to just be stern with yourself, because you know it ain't going to work with you. You got to write it down and you got to reward yourself. That's why you make a schedule and a planner and check it off and say, oh, look what I did today, because we just kids, you know, internally. I know we're very mature, but we're just kids. We need somebody to say, good job. So tell yourself, good job. So when you stir with your time, with your creativity, and with your day, you show up at every aspect of that day with intention. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't want to be all hippie and stuff like that, but I am a child of being overly consumed with productivity content, which is so good for me, because I only gravitated towards that content because I knew I'm not lazy, but I will procrastinate. I'm a daydreamer. I'm a dreamer. I love to be in my thoughts and see the things in my mind and create them in my mind. And sometimes I'll put off not bringing them to the physical realm. So you got to bring them to the material, be a material world, okay? So to keep going with the boundaries, you got to tell yourself, I'm not getting up from this computer until I finish making a beat. And I'm gonna tell you, when I start creating, I don't want to stop. I have so much energy. Even if it be like 2 in the morning and I'm just so up, I'm so full of life. And it's not that I can't sleep. I don't want to go to sleep. I'm not sleepy. Like, I am in a stream of creativity. It just surpasses time. Like these last days, it's just like, I was like exhausted. I was exhausted because I wasn't working on what I love. But then when I started, I didn't want to stop. And I was like, dang, I need to go to sleep because I want to shoot this video in the morning while the sun is up. But yeah, so that is my video. I hope you got something out of it. Thank you for watching. My name is Meek, by the way, and I love the creatives. So yeah. Good luck to all of my creative people. Thank you.